Hey everyone, it's me, Arthur Cade, and today we're at Boutique talking with Shiri Appleby, the star of Lifetime's awesome new show, UnReal. Make sure to check it out because there's nothing like it on television. Hey everyone, it's me, Arthur Cade, and Shiri, I was just giving you the greatest compliment ever by calling you the best train wreck, I think, on television.
Thank you.
Your character, Rachel on UnReal, it's like such a trip of a train wreck, and she can't get into any more trouble than she does, right?
No, she can't. She can't help herself. I mean, her job is sort of just proponent of that. Like she's constantly manipulating people and getting them into trouble, and it makes her feel so bad about herself.
When I was watching this show, I don't know if you remember the Larry Sanders Show, but that's immediately what I thought of, this inside look of what goes on behind the making of a show, this meta look, and how insane these people are. How real is all this stuff? Like, I want to know, is this really what goes on behind the scenes of a reality show?
I mean, I think it's a pretty close depiction of how what's going on. I mean, obviously, I've never been on a reality show, but from what we've heard from people that have been on reality shows and produced reality shows, they're like, this is as accurate as anything they've ever seen.
So this project comes up, and it's you and Constance Zimmer, who we were joking around. I got to speak to you guys at the A&E upfronts, and I hadn't seen the show yet, so I'm like, you never know if it's going to be good or bad. But then I see the show, and I'm like, holy cow, your character, Rachel, I mean, she's sleeping with someone, she's getting DUI, she's doing everything wrong.
Yeah.
How much do you throw yourself into this? Like, how do you say I'm going to become this huge train wreck?
100%. There's no other way around it.
Method
I mean, for
acting?
the show,
Is it method acting?
Well,
like, are you getting DUIs in real life?
no, definitely not, because we had drivers to and from set. But I mean, you definitely have to throw yourself into these roles for the show to work. The show is so wild and so big and so outlandish that if you start judging your characters or trying to make them likable, it just wasn't going to work. So we just really went for it.
There's nothing like this on television.
Mm-hmm.
So when you get into something like this, do you realize you're part of this original concept? Like, what's going through your head in terms of reading the script and saying, this is something I want to get involved with?
Absolutely. When I first read the script and got sent it, I also got sent this short that the creator of the show had made called Sequin Rays, and it was really what got me so excited because it was unlike anything I'd ever seen on television before. And then I had heard that Lifetime was so adamant about wanting to do something that was unlike anything that they have on their own programming, that they wanted to make it dark and subversive and really edgy. And I just figured that, like, you know, if they were committing to the tone of the short, it was something I really wanted to be a part of.
There is such a crazy tone. You mentioned the word tone. There's such a crazy tone. There's so much fun and negativity happening on this show.
Yeah, like you're hating these characters so much, and we're having a good time being evil, and I think that's what makes it fun and like allows the audience to go on the ride with us.
Okay, come on, let's go, people. Protect the wifeys Anna and Grace and starve our villain Brittany until she is mean like a pit bull. I want to pickle the rest of them, okay? You get cash bonuses for nudity, 911 calls, cat fights, all right? Have a good show, everybody.
I love the chemistry, too, between you and Constance on the show because, again, we see her as this executive producer and how insane she is as well, but watching you trying to manipulate, and there's actually a scene where they talk about how you're great at manipulation. Mm-hmm. Talk to me about that because I love just that dynamic.
Well, we really, you know, Constance and I get along really, really well, but our characters like love to hate each other. It's like very much a mother-daughter relationship where I'm trying to get her approval and she's controlling me.
You're a genius. You're never getting out of here. Why would you want to? You're home.
But because we got along so well personally, we could really get ugly with each other on screen, and we went for it. I mean, it's fantastic to have two females in the lead of a show and be surrounded by so many women, and we were like, let's just like take advantage of this opportunity and be as, you know, as great as we possibly can be in these roles.
You mentioned females, and there's so much talk right now about stronger female roles in Hollywood. We have Maggie Gyllenhaal coming out. We have Carey Mulligan, who I just interviewed, talking about it. Talk to me about portraying two strong females, although they are train wrecks, but two strong females in command on television.
Yeah, I think it's awesome. And our show was run by women. There was like writers like on the staff. We're on Lifetime. And it's really a show where two women are at the head of this thing, and they're complicated, dynamic women. I mean, they're manipulating people. They're in control, but their love lives are complete messes. They still haven't figured out how to have a life and have a career. And they're works in progress. progress. But, you know, it's awesome not to be playing like the wife of somebody or the husband, you know, the assistant to somebody. It's like, if anything, it's like we have the boyfriends. We have the guys that are after us, and we're the ones that can't decide who we want. It's awesome. It was an awesome role reversal.
So one of the things I love is I'm not a real big reality show junkie, but if I had the role that you have and seeing the behind the scenes look, I would look at reality shows differently. So do you actually watch reality shows and think, all right, I've kind of got an inside look and I understand that this is all fake and crazy and how produced it is?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to watch a reality show in the same way again. I don't necessarily think that we're like trying to take down reality or get people to stop watching it, but you can see the producing, you can see the manipulation, and you definitely can see the editing. I mean, I just think it's going to get people to watch reality shows in a different way.
The buzz on the show has been terrific. Talk to me about the reviews I'm reading. Everyone from Variety, everyone's giving this thing just positive feedback. It's got to be so cool.
It's so exciting. I mean, I've been a part of the show since September of 2013, so it's been a long time coming. I feel like I've been pregnant with the show for like 2 years.
I love that. I've been pregnant with this show.
So I'm excited for people to finally get to see it, and then to be having the reviews that we're receiving is, I mean, it's, you know, it's obviously so, like, you can't help but feel like so surprised. Not that you don't think that it's well deserved, but you're just always so, you know, excited and anticipating and nervous when like the show's finally coming out and people are going to finally get an opportunity to see it and see what they have to say. But we're thrilled. I mean, it's hard not to be.
I have 0% acting ability. I mean,
Okay.
I have 0% everything ability for the most part. I can barely walk straight and chew gum. But if I was an actor, I would want a role like yours, just where you can just have a blast. Do you look at a role like this and say, this is such a cool kind of dream where I can have total fun and be this train wreck?
Absolutely. I mean, it was great. I had like, I was in and out of hair and makeup in 20 minutes. I wore the exact same thing for 10 episodes. I mean, so there was like no vanity whatsoever. And like, if I looked bad one day in the morning, that was great. That was going to like only add to the character. And then in terms of like the things I was being able to do, like she does some really, really nasty things. And that's really fun. But then you get to see behind it, and behind my eyes see something else. So there were so many layers that I got to play. And, you know, I really worked with the directors and the producers to really, you know, try and come up with a lot of things that weren't on the page. Like, you know, food is a big portion of like this character as the episodes go on, and you just see her through the night. I'm just constantly stuffing my face with different kinds of foods. And you start to see her unravel in all these different ways that aren't necessarily on the page. It was just a role that was like ripe with so much opportunity.
You mentioned layers, and that's
Yeah.
the one thing with Rachel. Immediately, obviously, I've been using the word train wreck, but
Yeah.
this is a complicated woman. I mean, this is a woman dealing with issues around, is she doing the right thing? Morality. Is this the career that she really wants to sign up for? How do you bring those layers to life, the confusion that she has to go through both internally and externally?
I mean, you just try to play it like moment by moment, scene by scene. You know, we would get 2 scripts at a time, so I kind of had an idea of where the story was going. And in episode 3, which you've seen, we get to see her mother and see what her home life is like. And I feel like that really informed who she is. Like, she had to learn how to outmaneuver and outmanipulate her mother to survive in that world. And she's really a character that doesn't have anybody. She doesn't have friends. She doesn't have any family. And she's doing whatever she can to survive in a world and use her charm the best way she can.
Congrats on the show.